Ultimately, we need to start having higher aspirations and asking big questions.
This is a critical decade.
We're looking at hundreds of millions of people.
We welcome your interest in the white paper process and the important role that you're playing in getting more Australians interested and involved in the discussion about Australia in the Asian century.
Struggling to communicate in a language we can't speak well is an invaluable experience.
You have, in your earlier remarks, suggested that the study of language has external spillover benefits. But is it enough?
The amount of the culture, religion, and history we can introduce in the language class itself is limited. So it would be much better that we have a good, strong Asian studies provided.
We really have to engage through science and engineering if we're not going to be left behind.
What should we be doing? And is this a matter simply of spending more money?
Well, money's a part of it, obviously, but it's also about engagement. Making links between companies and skills that we don't have overseas. Making sure we have the strategic partnerships we need, particularly in areas like South Korea and Japan, areas of economic importance.
We have a natural advantage in the supply of raw materials, but are there things that we can do to create advantages for ourselves in a broader set of areas?
Investment for Australia is particularly important. Australia has long relied on foreign savings to fund capital-intensive projects and also to inject competition into domestic markets. Asia is actually a major international net capital exporter, yet when you look at Australia's links with Asia through investment, they lag badly. I think we need to make these links to establish that presence now, because domestic competition in these countries is only going to get harder. Competing with domestic firms is only going to get harder.
With any luck, climate change won't provoke classic interstate war, but it could be a catalyst.
You have said that climate change could threaten Asia's food and water security. One of the contributors to the discussion on the website, Gary Claridge, made a comment, I'll quote it, "Perhaps Asia should grow their own food and we should grow our own. Imagine the economic efficiency, the lowered impact on ecosystem services and resulting deep prosperity." How would you respond to that?
Well, the answer is, I think, obvious. Asia is growing its own food, but it's not sufficient to feed their growing population. So Australia will need to feed Asia for a long period of time.
Asia's getting old. There's a big challenge for us to be part of the action, both preventively and in providing care.
But hang on, what's in this for Australia?
Promoting the health of these people so that civil society is promoted as an entity throughout Asia. It appeals to me ideologically. We've got a chance, while these populations are ageing, to actually put in place effective preventive tactics that in part relate to the unintended consequences of middle-class affluence. That could save them a mozza 10 or 20 years down the track. They really could.
There's still plenty to do, but we're confident, those of us who are preparing the white paper, that it will be a document that will have a significant impact on Australia over the coming years.